So yeah, this is it's a short, quick video about anyone that's finna get into the hot shot business right now. It's kind of slow, but I mean, you still can find loads. There is loads still out there. It's paying decent, not a lot. Most companies right now are trying to pay you like $1.30 a mile. I've been seeing a lot of like $1.30 a mile. I've seen crazy, ridiculous loads. I just couldn't take, and a lot of drivers are taking whatever they can, this out of, this out of desperation, and you just can't do that because you'll bring the market down. But like I said, when you first get into the business, it's gonna be a little tough because most brokers are gonna need you to be at least 90 days. One guy told me a year. And so but like I said, you'll still find loads. It's going to be a little harder to find loads that you want, but you will find loads as long as you're on that load board and calling. You will find loads, and you will get somebody. I would recommend your first 90 days to get a dispatcher. Because at least he can. He probably, someone with experience, know the ins and outs of the load board, and possibly can call certain people or even know certain companies that will load you if you're a new company. I know a place like C.H. Robinson have a lot of loads that will. I mean that you can haul. If you don't have 90 days, if you're a new MC. What else? But I will say right now, insurance are cheap. It's really cheap. Gas is cheap. So, that's good. That's good. That's very good. Having cheap gas and cheap insurance rates are very good. I go to Progressive. I pay like $1,200 a month. So yeah, insurance is pretty cheap right now. So if you're going to get into the business, get into it now. And once things pick up, you already have your insurance rates. Insurance companies, they might go up all of a sudden. They might say, hey, something happened, so now we got to go up. Ain't no telling. But right now, I would tell people to wait until at least May. So it's like right now it's April 18th, 2020. I would tell people to wait till like at least May, the middle of May to get started. If you haven't got started yet, and maybe things just kind of start opening up as far as the country. And, people kind of start easing back into work. Companies start opening up and start, possibly finishing projects and needing, certain things that they already had started before this whole pandemic happened. So, but if you can get into hot shot, like, don't let any of these other these previous hot shot company owners tell you all not to get into the business. If being in hot shot is something you really want to do, then get into the business. Don't let anyone discourage you. There's a lot of people say, oh, it's not worth the rates and the gas, and by the time you get done paying for the insurance and you're paying for this and you're paying for that, you must work for a company. No, being your own boss is always the best thing to do. Because you have the freedom. Yeah, you still have to work hard, but you still have the freedom. See, me now, I have a driver, so I don't go anywhere. I work from home, and I make sure the business is running up to good, up to par, and people call me, and I do the business side, and I have a driver, and he does the driving side. So I don't have to focus on business and driving. And, it actually, is working. Yeah, the first week, I had a couple mistakes and made, but those mistakes I learned from. And over time, you're going to constantly learn from your mistakes, and you're going to be, you're going to continue to get better, run your business and doing things you're supposed to do. So don't listen. So if this is something you want to get into as far as hot shot, get into the business, but first learn the business, study, ask questions, and then, learn the ins and outs. And doing it that way, you will find the easier path into the business, and then you also would learn how to run a business by asking questions, and that's what I did. But if you have any questions on what I did to get into the business, and any recommendations or advice, just comment below, and I'll help you any way I can.